So let's review quickly the resource leveling. So resource leveling, it's Microsoft project functionality that prevents one resource to be over allocated. One resource be over allocated if it is being used at more than 100%. So for instance, if we take an example here that we had these three tasks here, buy wood, buy nails, buy log, we had this red man here saying this resource over allocated, but we ignore that because we thought, oh well, the resource is going to buy the three at the same time, so 10 days to do all this is more than enough. But imagine the scenario where the handyman comes back to us and says, no, I need 10 days for each. There are different stores, there are waiting times, so I need 10 days duration for each one of those. And therefore I cannot be over allocated. So what you do is you either put the manual, sequencing to avoid the red, and you go to task and you link them. So therefore you need one after the other. Even if the resource doesn't exactly do it in a sequence, it doesn't matter because you have 30 days now to do this. But that's something we've already done. But instead you can let MS Project to do it automatically for you. So you go here and you can either level the resource itself or level the whole project. So let's say we want to level the whole project. We don't want any red person today. Level all, you press here. So note that there is no actually dependencies here, but what Microsoft Project has done is ensure that this resource is not overallocated. So when that resource was overallocated, MS Project moved one of the resource tasks to the right to ensure that there's no more than 100%. So Microsoft Project didn't do the link, so there's no link there. Didn't link those tasks, but it just put them one after the other to prevent the overallocation here. Another example, I don't know if you recall. So there was handyman 1 building the fence, and there was handyman 2 building the gate. So let's say we have a call and handyman 2 is moved on, not available anymore. So we thought, well, we're going to give it all to handyman 1. So handyman 1 now, we have the red men are back. Handyman 1 is supposed to build the fence and at the same time the gate. So fair enough. So what you can do, you can manually sequence the task, or you can leave it to MS Project and say, I want to level it all again. And then bingo. So what MS Project does is selects this task at the bottom, moves it to remove the overallocation here. There's no more red men, and then move the task. So it's not a bad system. I mean, once again, the challenge is it's not really visual. You cannot really see it. Someone could look at it and say, well, what happened there? Let's say you hand over the project to someone and he looks at, well, what happened there? I just don't understand what. Well, it's because we're doing resource leveling and it's moved everything. So that's the first challenge. It doesn't really show on here, and definitely not on here. The second challenge is when you have a schedule that is across 4 or 5 pages, sometimes you have the need to overallocate quote-unquote resource. You know that this resource needs to do a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there, and you want to keep it this way without changing the schedule, because you know that the resource has the capacity, they can do it, but you just need it to have this to make sure that they remember to do the task. So if you start resource leveling this, for instance, that would mess up your schedule, that would move everything to the right when it doesn't really need to be. So to be used with caution, I would say. Always back up before you play with resource leveling as well.